Hey, what's going on? So today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why you should buy the new DJI Mavic Mini and maybe a couple of reasons why you shouldn't. So stick around, stay tuned. Welcome back everybody. So I'm glad you liked the little B-roll there. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the 5 reasons why you should buy the new DJI Mavic Mini if that's what's coming out. So DJI, they're launching an event. It's called Fly As You Are, and it's for October 30th at 9 a.m. Everyone's speculating that it's going to be a Mavic Mini, so let's just go with the DJI Mavic Mini in this video, and let's talk about that for just 1 second. 5 reasons why you should buy it. 1, this drone is like 249 grams, so in some countries, that would allow you to not have to have special license and regulations and things like that. You wouldn't have to register the drone with the FAA in the United States. However, you would still need your Part 107 if you're going to fly this drone for monetary value. For the hobbyist that's just going to fly the drone and going to load some videos on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and they're not monetizing that channel, then however, that would be a great drone platform to have because you wouldn't have to register it. You don't have to have a 107, and you can just fly as you are. That's the whole reason why I think they're going with that motto. Point number 2, why you should buy the DJI Mavic Mini. So this drone has speculated 18 minutes to 30 minutes of flight time. That is really good because, you know, if you can put a little drone up like that and fly it for 30 minutes, imagine all the stuff that you guys can get done in 30 minutes with a drone. I mean, because I know flying an M210 on power line for 30 minutes, it kind of gets tedious, and I get a lot done in 30 minutes. I mean, it does take me 5 minutes to change batteries and get up in the air and then land and come back and that kind of thing. But all in all, 30 minutes is a pretty good flight time for a little small drone like that you're going to get, you know, your selfie shots with, or your motorcycle riding, or your ATV riding, or your mountain biking, the family photo in the backyard during the family reunion, or whatever it is that you may be doing with your drone. So 30 minutes is quite a good flight time. Point number 3. So this drone is actually going to have a 2.7K at 30 frames per second camera. It's not going to be 4K. The reason why you should buy 2.7K over 4K is that most platforms that you're uploading your images to and your footage to and stuff like that, 4K is quite a big file. It would make it a whole lot easier to edit with 2.7K. You could even bring it down to 1080p and get some pretty epic shots with that. So 2.7K, 4K, it's not really that big of a deal. So point number 4, this drone is supposedly coming in at $399. At $399, that is a very good price point because everyone's been paying $1,500, $1,700, $999, $700 and $800 for DJI products that fly in the past. So for $399, that beats the Sparks price, that beats the Mavic Air price, and even a brand new or a really good used Mavic Pro. So if you can get this little small Mavic Mini for $399, you get a controller with it, maybe some little other cool features that's going to come in the bag. That's a really good price point, especially for people who don't really want to spend $1,000 on a drone. Entry-level pilots, people like myself who have most of their money tied up in very expensive inspection gear. I really don't want to spend $1,000 on a little drone just to play with on the weekends whenever I'm not working. Point number 5, the reason why you should buy the Mavic Mini. Yeah, you know, there's some other competitors out there that's coming out with some drones right now that have some really amazing obstacle avoidance, and we all know who that is. But you know, DJI is very dependable technology, and I say that because I use DJI technology inspecting power lines with an M210, and I know the reliability and the redundancy that M210 has. And when you look at other competitors, their drones tend to have problems sometimes. They lose signal, they have glitchiness in the cameras, there's, you know, some shaky footage coming back, and, you know, people are like losing their drones or having flyaways and stuff like that. And I think DJI pretty well has the bar set really high with reliability. And so basically it's like, you know, you're buying not only the name, but you're buying quality. That's point number 5 as to why you should buy the DJI Mavic Mini, because of reliability. Now, let's talk about 2 downfalls that this new Mavic Mini has that some of the other drone channels have not really mentioned. Point number 1 as to why you should not buy DJI Mavic Mini or consider an alternative is because it's not going to have obstacle avoidance on this drone, because for $399 you cannot put the technology and the features in a small drone like that we're used to having, like in the Mavic 2 Pro or in the Phantom 4, things like that. Those little traditional cameras that we're seeing on the front of the Mavic 2 Pro and the Spark and the Mavic Air and all that, those are actually just false vent holes that are on the front of the Mavic Mini. A lot of people are saying that this is going to have obstacle avoidance, and there's several channels that I just recently noticed in the past couple of days that are taunting a 4K camera, they're taunting OcuSync, they're taunting that it's going to have obstacle avoidance. And guys, I really hate to be the bearer of bad news and break your hearts, but you're misleading people with that information, because the Mavic Mini will not have obstacle avoidance. What it will have is it will have the vision positioning sensors on the bottom of the drone, so that way the drone will know the elevation that it is off of the ground and where it's at, whether it's moving in relation to the terrain that's underneath of it. We are typically used to that type of technology from DJI. That's something that's relatively inexpensive to put onto a drone. Point number 2 as to why you may not want to buy the DJI Mavic Mini, or you may want to consider an alternative, and it's something to take into account. This drone is going to be based on the consumer market. It's going to be based on the younger age group, and it's not really going to have the OcuSync 2.0 or anything like that a lot of people are out there taunting. It's going to have a Wi-Fi based transmitter just like the Spark or the Mavic Air, and it will not be compatible with the smart controller, so you're going to be bound to the little controller that like the Spark and the Mavic Air comes with for the duration and the life of the drone. For now, you're going to be limited to having your phone on top of your Mavic Mini controller and using Wi-Fi transmission. And in like the mountains here, like where I'm at, you're probably only going to get maybe a mile and a half of range out of it. One thing I'd like to point out is that a drone that's 249 grams and the size that this Mavic Mini is going to be, and the color, if you were to fly a mile out into these clouds and skies here, you're not going to be able to see that drone. So then anyone who has a 107 is actually violating FAA policy that you're flying beyond the visual line of sight. So based on these pros and cons and the 5 reasons why you should buy and the 2 reasons why I'm not necessarily saying you shouldn't buy, but you should consider the the alternative and consider your options, is it's like this. If you want the DJI Mavic Mini, I want the DJI Mavic Mini, then now you have pertinent information to be able to go out and make a decision as to whether or not this is the drone for you. So thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, sticking around, staying tuned, and we will have a review of the Mavic Mini as soon as ours comes. We're waiting for the release and for shipment and all that. So as soon as I get it, I'm gonna take it out here and I'm gonna fly it around in these beautiful mountains, and hopefully before all the leaves fall off these trees, I can get you guys some pretty epic shots and show you the pros and cons to the Mavic Mini. See ya.